Alright, what's up Turbo Virgins? It's your boy Shin here. I'm gonna show you guys how to replace and remove the damn cable on a GameCube controller, because the original video I did on it was pretty bad in my opinion. So I'm just gonna redo it and not even delete the original just because too lazy. So let's get started. Now everything I'm gonna use I'm gonna have in the description, every tool I'm gonna use, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. So first thing I'm gonna do is take this controller board off the shell. I've already done that. Too lazy to show you how to unscrew that. You just need a tri-ring really. I don't really need to babysit you on that. So here's the motherboard on how it looks. And so I'm gonna turn on my soldering station to 325 degrees. That's a pretty good sweet spot temperature for me. The whatchamacallit soldering station I'm using right now is a Ciolati SSA51. This one's amazing. I can just digital buttons to turn up and down the temperature. And there's like a cute little thingy here where I can just clean up the tip and use my sponge, but I don't really use the sponge. So temperature's at 325 now. I'm also gonna use the tip tinner to basically rejuvenate the tip. There we go. That way when I'm soldering, whatever, it's not gonna be too crummy. It's not gonna feel bad. Okay. And also because the transferred heat is a lot more efficient when you tin your tips, whatever the word is. So I'm also going to use this amazing solder sucker. This thing's like $25, but it's honestly the best $25 you're ever going to spend. So I'm just gonna desolder these 6 points here. I'll show you real quick. I'm just gonna point this out here. So these points here, right there on the top, those 6 little pins, those are what we're gonna want to desolder, because on the other side you can see that they are the cable. So that's what we're gonna do. Go here, press and hold until it turns into a liquid and suck. And do that 5 more times. Now depending on your desoldering, how good you desoldered it, it should come alright out. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna grab a gift card. Where the frick is it? Here it is. It's a HelloFresh gift card. If you want the code, here it is. I don't really care about it. So I'm just gonna use that gift card to just pry out, or is it push out the pins. So on the other side, right, I'm just gonna go from here, put the card there, and then just push it out. You see like how on the other side of the cable, it kind of moved away. So now I'm just gonna wiggle it a little bit, push it out with some force, and then boom, that's it. So that out of the way. Let's do a little bit of prepping so we can remove the plug. So I'm gonna remove the zip tie here using these wire cutters from Hako. These things are like $6. Also next I'm gonna use this X-Acto knife to remove the heat shrink. This one's probably like $7 on Amazon. Don't really need to use the X-Acto knife. You could also use the wire cutter, but it's safer-ish to use the X-Acto knife. Just because like if you try to go under the heat shrink with your wire cutter, there's a chance of you ruining the cables by just accidentally cutting it off. So I'm gonna throw that heat shrink to the trash. Now I'm gonna use this hook little shit that I got from a starter kit with for a soldering iron, whatever. Those things are like $20 on Amazon if you just like buy a cheap ass soldering station. So I'm gonna use this bit here, and what I'm gonna do is, you see these tabs here? Let me see if I can open up my camera settings so I can mess with the zoom. Focusing. Okay, so there's these like little tabs. Can you like freaking focus, bitch? You can kind of see it. There's little tabs here. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna pry up one of those tabs and just remove it from there. Okay. Yeah, you can kind of see it from this right side. Kind of. This is better, I guess. Alright, so I'll go over here, go underneath that tab. I'm gonna pry it up while pushing the pin down with my finger. Not gonna go using too much. Don't use too much force. You don't want to stab yourself. That's not pretty. Then I'm gonna just pull out the pin after I push up the tab. Now I'm gonna do that 5 more times with the other pins. So I'll show you from here. Why are cameras so bad at showing darker colors, man? There we go. Push down. And then I'm just gonna pull, just like that. Do the same thing with the other 4 pins. Come on. There we go. Push up. Try to pull it down. There we go. Push up a tab. Pull down cable. There we go. Last one. Almost had it. It's hard to do when I'm trying to show it at the same time. Apologize for that. Especially apologize if you can't really see what's going on. There we go. That's it. So I'm gonna remove this rubber band here. That's like holding this wire together. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the plug, because I showed you how to take out the plug previously, but I'm gonna show you how to like actually take it out from the wire this time. So I'm gonna grab these high flex gloves that I got from work for free. These things are pretty good, kind of heat resistant, so they're good for not killing my hands when I'm trying to heat up these plugs. So I'm gonna heat the plugs up with a heat gun. These things you can get for like 20 bucks or whatever, 15 on Amazon, eBay, whatever you choose. So I'm gonna heat this up for around 15 seconds, not 15 minutes, not 1 second, not 3, 15. So you wanna be a little bit slow, twirl the plug around a bit while having it heat up. I'm not sure how many seconds was that, but I know it's hot enough that I can just take it out. Could be wrong, could be right, we'll find out. So I'm gonna use these pliers to just remove it, or rather help me get a grip with taking out the plug. And you know, just as you saw, I took it out. Took a little bit of force, but I got it. Now with these things just so happen to have a hole big enough to just grab the plug with and it's pretty sturdy at it. You can also just grab another high flex glove and just try to yank it out with your 2 bare hands. But to me, it's a little bit more efficient to use that those pair of pliers. I just got those pliers from a dollar store, literally from the dollar store. I don't know where else I can find on Amazon has this like similar sized hole. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to find that out. So, you know, now I'm just gonna thread the plug off the wire. I'm also gonna bend back this this black pin. It's the pin for ground, so I'm just gonna bend that in half because it's like one of the fattest wires too. So by doing that, it'll be easier to remove the rest of the pins. And just like that, I got just a plug. Pretty easy. Now if I really wanted to, I can replace the plug for something else. So say if I wanted to use a emerald blue one, I can do that. And I'm gonna show you guys as well how to replace the plug, just in case like your current one broke or something, you know. So I'll grab some tape so that I can tape together the pins, so it's easier to put the plug on. You know, tape is tape. I don't really need to put that in the description. You can just buy some at CVS or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down here. I'm gonna use this knife to help me lay down the tape. So now I'm just gonna bend that black pin again in half. Gosh dang it, I accidentally touched the damn thing. Okay. So now I'm gonna roll up this pins. Gonna roll them up on the tape. Now this is really good, whatchamacallit. This is really good practice for rolling up joints, so, you know, impress your friends and show them your skills. The more you do this, the better you get at it, and the more they will want to invite you over to parties and shit. I'm pretty much done now. That's how good I am at this shit. I just never smoke. So, I'm just gonna feed this through the other end of the hole on the plug here. To also help me out, I'm just gonna use those same wire, Hako wire cutter shits to like grab the tape. Then I'm gonna use my fingers to grab it out. And after that's done, all said and done, I'm just gonna feed that through the cable. Yeah, feed that through. Come on, you little bitch. There we go. And that's it. So when you line it up to the plug here, you gotta make sure it sits like that. Also, I missed a step. I'm so sorry. So when you remove the plug after you heat it up, I highly recommend you whatchamacallit, leave it like this. So if you try to see this, there's like a little tab here. It's that. It's that. Gotcha. Dang it. See that? See that tab in the middle, ahead of the plug? That thing here where my finger is. Make sure the plug is like, you know, right behind it, not too close or whatever, because you don't want it to go back in place and you'll have to reheat it or whatever. You don't want to deal with that nonsense. So highly recommend that you just have it sit like that after you just remove it, because you want it to still retain its shape while it's cooling down, and when once it's, you know, done cooling down, that's when you want to take it out. Now I'm not gonna like change the plug on this cable because I plan on putting a paracord on it, so I'm just gonna take off the plug. Don't really need it. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how do you desolder the cable, take out the plug, replace the plug. Now if you wanna put this cable back onto the motherboard, same process as in the beginning to put in this little black bracket here. It's actually a little bit easier, if anything. Ugh, this thing can't focus for the life. And I lack light. So I'm gonna use my phone. Phone, please. Phone, please. There we go. Using like OnePlus. There we go. Oh wow, that's so much better now. Look at that. Yeah. So you can just use that. The black bracket there. Now you see those tabs I was talking about earlier? Those are the tabs you want to pry up and then remove the pin. Just push it down. You know, just yank it down. So that's essentially what you want to do with that. There we go. Thank you. So that's pretty much it. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Oh, also, if you're putting the pins back into this black bracket, it's really simple. You just either like use your fingernail, use a knife that's kind of like this X-Acto knife, but that's not as sharp at the end. Not as sharp. You don't want to like cut the cable by accident or cut yourself. Or use one of these hookers. I just really call this a hooker. Anyway, use one of these hooks that I found from the starter kit on the soldering station, whatever, for 20 bucks on Amazon. These things has a nice little hook that's perfectly able to pry up these tabs, and as well as push back into pins whenever you need to. So that's pretty much it. think that covers everything, but if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments section down below. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.